Alibag in a sexy voice. It's beyond a one-day picnic and a weekend destination. Enter Fake UK accent. It has a rich history and a beautiful landscape. Exit Fake UK accent. I've been here a couple of times. Go slow. But this time, I chose to rent a bike and explore, pause, the Alibag. Hit it. This is the road we are on now. It connects Mandwa to Alibag, which is around 18 kilometers. This is like a main road here, and you will find yourself on this road a lot of time when you're traveling to places. Alibag literally means the garden of Ali in Marathi. And no, Ali is not another Mughal. He was a rich merchant from Israel who came here and planted a lot of trees in the hope that someday the local people will name the place after him. And it did work, so great success. JK. I was in Alibag for 3 days, and hence this video will be of 3 parts. Day 1 will be part 1, day 2 will be part 2, and day 3 will be part 3. Most part of this video will be the chest cam shots of the bike going through the roads and streets of Alibag. The first spot we are visiting is a Saswane beach, which is in the north of Alibag, and it's just below the Mandwa beach. Saswane Beach. There are a lot of rocks here. Rocks, 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 rocks. Everywhere. It's been thousands of years the rocks have been fighting the tides. The mighty force of the waters have crushed a lot of rocks into sand, but still the rocks haven't given up. Little does the rock know that with time, all of it has to turn into sand. Or maybe it does know the inevitable truth, but still continues to do what it does because it has to do something as long as it exists. Accepting the eventual fate will not stop the waters from crushing it. What has to be, has to be. Every day is a war day, and every wave is an attack on the rocks. Philosophy se yaad aaya, there were a few people who were drinking beer very silently. So it's a very secluded beach, or at least that's what I felt when I visited, as there were only 3-4 people on in the entire beach apart from us. So the next time you're here, maybe you can have one on the rocks. The next beach we visited is the Avas beach. It's below the Saswane beach and was similarly secluded. So if you want a beach with very less people and no rocks, then Avas is your beach. The only problem is that during the low tide, you'll have to walk a kilometer to reach the waters. It's exaggeration, but still it's very far. The waters go very far. After Avas beach, we visited the Nageshwar temple, which is quite close to the beach. The temple compound has a big and beautiful banyan tree in it. The roots seem to have undergone a haircut and literally looks like mirchi lights hanging from it on the branches of a tree. This temple is also called as Nagoba Mandir based on the sadhu who took samadhi here. By the way, this is chicken pav, completely homemade, not the pav. Now you might be thinking, how did we reach here? Okay, you may not, but still. So after visiting the temple, we asked a person sitting outside his house for places where we can eat homemade food. To which he replied, he doesn't know any, but we were welcome to join him in eating chicken pav, which was their lunch for the day. And we shamelessly went. After our lunch, we went to the Pandava Devi Mandir, which may be slightly difficult to find. The road to the mandir is parallel to the Avas beach. This temple has an association with the Pandavas. Some say when the Pandavas came here, they wanted to make a big temple, but due to lack of time, they made this boat and left. Some say that the Pandavas traveled to Avas on this stone boat. After visiting the temple, we headed to Kihim beach, a very famous beach in Alibag. Please don't do this or else you'll get stuck in the sand like we did. And this is not the entry to Kihim beach. This is. Kihim beach is a famous and a big beach. You have places to sit on the beach and you also have places to eat here. Some have coconut tree trunks as chairs, which made me imagine if plastic was never invented, how many trees would have been cut to make chairs for the people in the world. From Kihim, we went to Kublada Fort. Now, the map shows a place called Kublada Fort, but nothing remains of the fort, so you are very much free to skip it. But once we reached here, when we talked to the locals, we came to know about a jetty that takes you to the Khanderi Fort. Undheri and Khanderi are sea forts, but Khanderi is a slightly bigger one. And yeah, you don't get boats to Undheri because no one goes, but you do get boats for Khanderi, which goes in the morning when the tide is high. And this region is actually called Thal. And it's also a fisherman's village, so be ready for the smell of the fish, especially dried ones. I love dried fish, so for me it was not a problem. The ride to the jetty was surely a highlight of our Alibag trip. This is a 360-degree view from here. The silhouette of the fort which you can see to the right is the Undheri fort built by the Siddhis. Siddhis are basically from Africa and were brought to India for the first time by Arab traders as slaves in the 7th century. Some of them eventually became rulers and were initially called wazirs and then nawabs. The Siddhis are famous for the unconquered Janjira fort, which is 50-60 kilometers from here. It's very famous. Little farther you can see the silhouette of the Khanderi Island, officially known as the Kanhoji Angre Island, named after the naval commander of the Maratha Navy, Sir Khel Kanhoji Angre. under whom the dominance of the Maratha navy started. The Marathas captured the Andheri fort and built the Khanderi fort under the reign of Shivaji Maharaj. We then made our way to the Jewish cemetery in Varsoli. Yes, Alibag has a presence of Bene Israelis, basically a community of Jews in India. In fact, there are Jews in Cochin, Chennai, Surat, Goa, Manipur, Mizoram and few other places. The largest synagogue in Asia outside Israel is in Pune, which was a surprising fact for me as well. Now, the cemetery is a little hard to find. In fact, we never found it as the Google location is not the right one, and we asked 4 to 5 people but couldn't locate it, which indicates that it's not that famous. But we did come very close to it. We are actually, we can say, besides it, but we didn't see it. So once you are on this road and if you really want to go, please be slow and keep looking on both the sides of the road. After leaving from what we thought was a cemetery, we planned to go to a hotel via Alibag town, but within a few seconds the bike stopped working. Actually, the petrol had finished, but since we didn't have a working fuel meter, we didn't realize it, and that's a problem. Just where the bike stopped, there was this restaurant called Mejwani. So we told the security over there that we are parking our bike over here and we'll be getting back after buying some petrol. I was just about to say alcohol. And so this guy was so generous that he gave us his bike and also gave us an empty bottle to fill petrol. And once we were back, we went in the restaurant to eat as courtesy. So that's how day 1 ended. Our further bike tour will be continued in the upcoming parts. So do subscribe to get the notification and share this video if you liked it. Also, have a very happy new year.